Hello everyone and welcome to the preview show presented by FedEx. I'm your host Jonathan Merryman, joined by Chris Rice of Kaulig Racing. Chris, we had to wait a day to get Pocono in, but once we did, it proved to be a big one for the 41 team of Kurt Busch. Also, he won that race with a backup crew chief, John Klossmeyer, Tony Gibson serving a suspension. Two questions. How hard is it for an inexperienced crew chief to make those calls at Pocono, and how tough is it for Tony Gibson to have to sit at home?
Well, I'm still washing off the rain, or should I say I'm still a little soggy, but you know what? You're talking about a new crew chief. He sat beside Tony Gibson forever, so he understands how Tony thinks. And Kurt Busch is so good, he knows how to save fuel, and he really showed everyone that he could save a lot of fuel. So I don't know that it was that tough. They just showed the depth of their race team, which is awesome.
Now, during the broadcast of the race, they kept reporting that Kurt was 2 laps short on fuel. Now, Kurt was pushing the clutch going through the corners. Can you save that much fuel at Pocono, or were they kind of pulling the wool over our eyes a little bit?
Well, I don't know if you're pulling the wool over the eyes, but we tell everybody something that it's racers, man. It's, hey, we're 2 laps short, we're 5 laps short, we're going to pit this time, and we never really do it. So, but yes, you can save 2 to 3 laps. I know throughout the years that we've gotten better and better and better at saving fuel. And it's a place like Pocono that you can save a lot of fuel. Long straightaways, you can push a clutch in, wait a long time, and yes, you're saving a lot of fuel.
Biggest news of the weekend is maybe that the Gibbs cars didn't win the race, and we saw a lot of speed from Hendrick, who had been struggling a little bit so far this season. Now we know Jimmy Johnson's already got 2 wins this year. Chase Elliott has run well. He led the most laps yesterday. Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's been in a bit of a slump, finished second. So has Hendrick finally started to catch up to Gibbs, or does Pocono just play into these guys' hands?
Well, Pocono is a different racetrack, but yes, Gibbs didn't win in either series. It didn't win in Xfinity or Cup. So is the world coming to an end? No, that's just a different racetrack. You got 3 turns that are totally different, and fuel mileage always works out to be, a big key of the race. So I'm telling you, no, do not look for Gibbs to be on the back burner from now on. Just all their cars are in the chase, so why not try something different? Why not try something, hey, let's go out and experiment. You know what? So we might see other people win, but I'm telling you, they're not down yet.
Chris, moving on to Michigan International Speedway, we have a brand new rules package this year, but we have an even newer, lower downforce package that we're going to see at Michigan and Kentucky. That means the cars aren't going to stick to the racetrack. So what are you expecting to see at Michigan?
Well, we talked about this on Tech Talk that you could catch on NASCAR.com, and I'm telling you, it's kind of like what happened at Pocono when Tony Stewart was in the middle of everybody, and he just gets loose and spins out and crashes Danica and a couple of others. Going away from downforce takes a lot of stickiness to the racetrack. It's kind of like when it's raining or snowing outside. When they get 3 and 4 wide, they're going to be really loose. It's going to put it back in the driver's hands.
Now, Chris, it's that time of the show where we make our NASCAR Fantasy Live picks. So put your money where your mouth is and tell me who you're going to pick to win in Michigan.
Well, I'm picking the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. I really like those guys. They've really run well the last couple of weeks, but they were fast at Pocono. They had pit road penalties. They had a lot of things go on. So I like the 4 car Kevin Harvick to go out and be freaky fast at Michigan this weekend.
Taking more downforce away from the cars, I think Carl Edwards is going to be hard to beat, but I'm going to go with Kyle Larson. I think he finally gets over the hump. He had that Xfinity win in Pocono, so Kyle Larson, the 42, is going to be your guy to beat. And that's going to do it for the preview show presented by FedEx. Now, Chris, the race this weekend is at 1 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. That's the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway. But for Chris Rice, I'm Jonathan Merryman. You guys enjoy the race weekend in Michigan, everyone.